What's up, Algebra 2? Here we are with 7.3, day 1. This is going to be the only day we're going to have on 7.3 for our quarantine virtual math class. So we're talking about logarithms. Logarithms, or logs, are the inverses of exponential equations. Remember, exponential equations have the x in the exponent. So a log is going to go in reverse. It's going to take it backwards. It's going to undo that. The answer is usually the exponent. Log base b, this little b, is here, your big B from over there, and then your y here is this y there. All right, confusing with all those numbers and letters and words in there. So it's easier when it's just numbers. All right, look at this. 8 equals 2 to the third power. Exponential equation. 8 equals 2 to the third power. All right. Piece of cake. So, in reverse, 3 equals log base 2 of 8. So what this is saying is what power of this base would get me to 8? What power of base 2 gets me to 8? 3. 3 is the power. So the answer to a log is the exponent. All right? So how I read it is I usually turn it around. The book's going to have it the other way. Log base 2 of 8 equals 3. That's how the book's going to probably have it, is like this. I turn it around like this because it makes more sense to me like this, and it might work for you. So this is how I think about it. X is the power of 2. Log means the power of 2 that equals 8. So if 2 to the third equals 8, x is 3. All right, we're going to take it easy. Don't hurt yourself. Slow motion here. I'm going to do a couple with you, and then have you do a couple, and we're going to look at this other one at the bottom together. So I'm going to do these two together with us here. Rewrite into exponential form. So if I'm looking at this key, go nice and slow. X is the power of 2 that equals 8. So 2 to the x would equal 8. And I know that x would be 3, because 2 to the third equals 8. All right, so here we're just going to rewrite it. We're not actually solving. There is no x. You're just converting back and forth. So 2 is the power of 4 that equals 16. So we have 4 squared equals 16. 2 is the power of 4 that equals 16. 4 squared is 16. 6 is the power of 2 that equals 64. So 2 to the 6th equals 64. 6 is the power of 2 that equals 64. All right, let's have you guys try these two over here. Go ahead and hit pause. Try those two over there. It's scary because it's new. It's not necessarily scary because it's hard. The only reason it would be hard or scary is because it's brand new. You've never done this before. Otherwise, this is pretty easy. You're just taking this little number, bumping it underneath of that one, making this one the exponent, and then you're done. All right, let's take a peek. So this is kind of in the other form. So personally, I would spin this around. 3 equals log base 3 of 27. 3 is the power of 3 that equals 27. All right, maybe you can figure it out now. After you do it a few times, you can kind of figure it out without flipping it. I still like to flip it a lot, but let's try it here. 4 is the power of 5. So 5 to the 4th power would be 625. What do you think about this fraction one? It goes the same way. Negative 3 is the power of 4. So 4 to the negative 3rd power equals 1 over 64. Remember, negative exponents is really going to flip it down. So if I had 4 to the negative 3rd, that's going to equal 1 over 4 to the positive third like that. And that's where we're going to get 64. 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 again would be 64. Okay, so we're just changing it from one to another, one to the other, just changing it back and forth. That's it, nothing fancy yet. Okay, here we have exponential. I want to change it into a log. And remember, for this, the exponent is the answer, and this is my base. So 3 is the power of 15 that gives me 3375. So the exponent is the answer. So here we have 3 is the power of 4, so log base 4 of 64. This one's kind of tough. You have to really get this part down. I think that's the easiest way, is get this part down, and then you're kind of reversing the process here. Now let's do a fraction one. So we have 125 to the 1/3 power equals 5. So 1/3 is the powers equals log base 125 of 5. If I was to go in the other way, 1/3 is the power of 125 that equals 5. This way, 1/3 equals log base 125 of 5. Go ahead, hit pause, and try those two over there. All right, welcome back. Let's see how you did. Peel that exponent off in front. 5 equals log base 2 of 32. 5 is the power of 2 that would give me 32. Exponent is the answer. 1/4 equals log of base 81, log base 81 of 3. All right, how can we use these to evaluate? When it says evaluate, they're not going to give you the other side of the equal sign. They didn't give me the equals 5 or what it equals. So I like to throw the equals over here. X equals, Y equals, whatever. And then I think to myself, Y is the power of 16 that gives me 4. So 16 to the Y power would equal 4. What power of 16 would equal 4? The square root of 16 would be 4, and the square root as a power would be a half power. So let's give us a shot here. X equals log base 3 of 81. What's the power of 3 that would equal 81? Well, 3 times 3, 3 squared is 9. Times 3 again is 27. Times 3 the fourth time is 81. So I know that would be 81. That's going to be 4. X equals log base 1/5 of 25. X is the power of 1/5. So 1/5 to the what power is going to equal 25. Okay, here's my thought process here. So this is a fraction, this one's not. So what would flip this upside down? A negative exponent. A negative would flip it, and 1/5 flipped upside down would put 5 back on top, and then squared. So this x is going to be -2. So 1/5 to the -2 would equal 25. Because the negative would flip it, so 5 over 1, and then squared would give me the 25. Let's have you hit pause and try those last two over there. All right, let's see how we did. X equals, X is the power of 6. That gets me to 216. What power of 6 would equal 216? 6 to the first is 6. 6 squared is 36. 6 to the third. All right, and the last one, X equals, X is the power of 1/3. That would equal 1 over 81. Okay, these are both fractions, so I don't need a negative to flip it back on top. I don't need it to be flipped back the other way. That's fine being the 3 on the bottom. So really you're looking at what power of 3 gets me to 81. 3. 3 squared is 9. To the third is 27, and the fourth would be 81. So you're going to have to know some exponent powers here, 1 through 5 probably. You could also use your calculator and just like, okay, it's 1/3. Well, we'll go to this one. 6 to the second is 36. Type into your calculator. 6 to the third is 216. Oh, okay, I know it's 3 now. All right, so there's just a very brief intro. That's all we're doing, guys, for this section, is flipping it one to the other, flipping forms, and doing some little evaluations like that. Piece of cake. You guys are going to do great. Pop in and ask for questions if you need some help. And we'll send you an email or a post online there for your problems that you need to do. All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you later.